Hey, everybody. I hope you're well. This has been a difficult week for me. It's also been a difficult week for the great city of Oakland and people who knew, loved, or had the pleasure of listening to music of Dwayne Wiggins and being touched by him either directly or indirectly, as has been the case for a great many people. A great many people. He was just 64 years old and had a battle with bladder cancer. Bladder cancer. Unfortunately, his hospice visit was short, and that he just a week after I got the call that he was in hospice. Just after I got that call, last Friday, it seemed that it was just a blink of an eye before, boom, he's passed on. So it was obviously an aggressive cancer. I wish that we would. Why was it? I believe somewhere around the world, someone has figured out a cure to this thing, and they're just not telling people because they know that it would change the world as we know it. And something, somebody knows something, and I feel like they're just sitting on it, or maybe they're offering what they know up to multi-billionaires who can afford the treatments and letting the rest of us sort of, suffer from it. In either case, it's just, whatever the case, it's a terrible situation. It just is. At any rate, for the present, I'm going to read the obituary of Mr. Wiggins, and so that you can know and understand his contributions, know and understand the impact, the tremendous, gigantic impact he's had on the world. And there's no subtle way to express it, nor should there be, because what he did scales. In other words, to use an internet term, it covers the world. It covers entertainment. It covers what we listen to, what we've grown up with, what affected us. His music and the music of the people that he helped get off the ground, like Beyonce, have vastly changed this world. And that should not be forgotten. And moreover, it should be part of the school curriculum locally in Oakland, in high school, for people to know about him. Part of a civics work, right? That should be what's going on. But at any rate, here is the obituary of Mr. Wiggins, and I'll read it to you right now. Dwayne Wiggins, after sadly short, tragic time at hospice, Dwayne Wiggins died after a battle with cancer at the age of 64. His passing sent shockwaves, not only around Oakland and California, but the world. Dwayne Wiggins was a singer and a producer best known as the co-founder of R&B hitmakers Toné, who the group they repeatedly hit the charts in the 1980s and 90s with such songs as Feels Good, It Never Rains in Southern California, Anniversary, and If I Had No Loot. He died March 7th, 2025. The details of the death is that he died at his home in Oakland, California, of bladder cancer, and again, he was 64 years old. 64 years old. When Dwayne Wiggins would jam with his half-brother Raphael and cousin Timothy Christian Riley, Toné did not yet exist, at least not in name. But as they started to have success in the Bay Area of California, both individually and as a group, they released an independent single called One Night Stand. One Night Stand. I remember that one. And the track was successful enough to land them a record deal. When the debut album Who came out in 1988, it spawned 4 rhythm and blues top hits, including Little Walter. 1988, that year I was working, it was my second year working as an intern, but my first full year working as an intern for the Oakland Redevelopment Agency. I had just graduated from University of California City Planning grad school the year before. So I essentially grew up the Oakland side of my life as they were coming along. Just put things in a sort of timeline perspective for me. Now, Wiggins and the band took a strong hand in writing the follow-up to the great album with 10 top 10 hits, top 10 rhythm and blues hits, including, as I said, Little Walter. But the question was, of course, well, hey, what do you do next to top that, right? And so they took a strong hand, Wiggins did, in his group, in writing the follow-up, mixing elements of jazz, vintage soul, and others with modern rhythm and blues. The reunion was the result, and it became a mainstay album of the era. The record boasted 4 number 1 hits on the rhythm and blues chart, including the smash hit Feels Good, co-written by Wiggins, their equally big follow-up, Sons of Soul, including Anniversary, remember that one, and If I Had No Loot. All told, 11 of their first 12 charting singles made the rhythm and blues top 10. Repeat. All told, 11 of their first 12 charting singles made the rhythm and blues top 10. Should I repeat that again? I will. All told, 11 of their first 12 chart singles made the rhythm and blues top 10. When Wiggins wasn't making hits with Toné, he was helping create other stars. He was responsible for helping develop and sign Destiny's Child. That's right, Destiny's Child, who went on to become one of the biggest female singing groups of all time throughout the world, and launched the career of one Beyonce Knowles, one of the most successful music artists in history, right up there with Taylor Swift. Or maybe I should say Taylor Swift is right up there with her. Wiggins also worked with artists like Alicia Keys, Carlos Santana, Oakland, Keisha Cole, Oakland, Too Short, Oakland, Darius Rucker, North Carolina, Jamie Foxx, my man, and others. He was a film producer, Me and Mrs. Jones, and he launched his solo music career with the 2000 album Eyes Never Lie. And that is the obituary for Dwayne Wiggins. What a loss. I wish those 4 of you that were watching would add your comments if you know him or if you're just looking at it, or why are you here? Or maybe you're just a bot, right? Welcome in either case to Zenny62 on YouTube, or the vlog report with Zenny62. And sorry for my attitude, but look, it's a tough time when 2 of your 3 days are focused on people passing on. And this is happening more and more and more for reasons I'm not entirely clear of. Oh, now I can see better. I am going to try to connect with someone. I'm not going to say who, unless, of course, the connection is good. Hold on a second. Because I want to see if I can get their comment about this. Because the person I'm calling is a legend in their own right. Which generally means they're busy. We'll see what happens. But this person I'm calling is also very much Oakland. And ring, ring, ring. So I'm going to leave a message real quick here. Hey, this is Zinni calling. I'm actually on live talking about Dwayne Wiggins again. I'm live. Sorry for the short notice. I just wanted to get your comments about him. I'd like to get you on again to to issue some comments. And I hope you're well. We got a lot of catching up to do anyway. All right. I'll talk to you later. 510-517-7565. Thank you. All right. I'll let the cat out of the bag. That was famed Bay Area rap, funk, and soul producer, the legendary Lionel B. So I can think of a few people to talk to who themselves hung out in that space that can add the proper weight to how we should think about Mr. Wiggins' contributions. So, God willing, I'll be on to talk about it. And you know what's really bothering me about this whole thing about Mr. Wiggins passing? Is that we do not have a memorial. We do not have a museum. We do not have an Oakland Museum of Culture. Because we like to talk about, historically Oakland was a chocolate city, which means it had a black cultural influence because of what was for a time a majority black population. Now, of course, it's perfectly mixed. For example, District 7, District 6, District 6 in particular, was at one point predominantly black. Now it's not. Sure, African Americans are in both District 6 and 7 the dominant group in terms of number, but not by much. We literally share the space with Laotians, whites, Asians, all right? And Latinos. So when I say Asian, I mean Japanese and Chinese. It is very much a mixed bag. And out of that produces a new culture. We have people who represent all of those ethnicities and make up Oakland's glorious history. But we've never celebrated them in an even fashion. And we don't have a facility, a place where you can go to, let's say within the Oakland Museum, that presents Oakland culture in that way. To be self-serving, I would love to have a area in the Oakland Museum with all the videos, or some way you can look at them with, and then point out the most significant ones in Oakland's history. For example, the Oscar Grant riot. I was there. The Raiders City Council hearings. You get the idea, all right? The area that I'm thinking about would have to be 1/3 the size of the entire museum itself. But Oakland is not proud of itself because Oakland truly doesn't know who and what it is. And the people who come here, many who are running for mayor, don't have that feeling either. Many haven't been here longer than, say, 10 years. 10 years. And we're getting candidates who they don't represent the soul of Oakland. They're not open. They represent the Oakland that we have today, in some cases, that is fearful and closed for good reason. But there was another Oakland. Another one. And that Oakland created the cultural foundation for the Oakland we experience today. But The Oakland we're experiencing today is sick. It is sick from neglect. The neglect of lack of investment. And I'm sure Dwayne Wiggins would 100% agree with me because that wing I'm thinking about of the Oakland Museum would have a section devoted to him. Okay? Me, I just have a little kiosk. He would have a big section. Okay? But that's what I'm talking about. We have all of these people that should be celebrated in this way. And it kills me that we don't have anything like that. It really bothers me. In fact, I think I want to call somebody I know who would agree with me on that. Mr. Let's see if I can get a hold of him. He sent me something the other night. So, boom. Let's see here. Yeah. In fact, I think this is a perfect time to do it. Yes. If he's up. But this is, what time is it? It's 7:42. Well, not my night for reaching people. It's not my night for reaching people out of the blue, is it?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Gene, this is Zinni calling. I'm talking about the passing of Dwayne Wiggins and the need for a place, a cultural center, so that we know who our heroes of Oakland culture are, heroes and sheroes, you know? And I thought about you, particularly in light of something that you sent to me earlier today. So anyway, I will, please give me a call back. I will probably be offline by then, but nonetheless. All right. Gene Hazard, if you watch Oakland City Council hearings, you've undoubtedly seen his very rightful complaints issued. And so it really bothers me and breaks me up that we don't have that. And we can do a lot better. There's got to be somebody else who I can really pigeonhole on this. I'm going to try something here. Yes. I'm probably going to go strike 3. I'd probably be 3 strikes. This is the 3rd one.
Hello?
No, it's not 3 strikes. This is Zinni. How are you?
I'm okay.
Oh, I have a question that I believe you'll be quite interested in that has nothing to do with what you think.
Okay.
It has to do with the passing of Dwayne Wiggins.
Yes.
Did you know him by chance?
Yes.
Could you share your thoughts about him?
It's a great loss for the city, for the community. I mean, D'Wayne Wiggins raised us. It's a great loss.
And I was saying on the air, I had an idea that I want your feedback on. And I was trying to put, it was something that's bothering me for quite some time, but I finally figured it out.
People need to tell them because they're trying to make it seem like it was something that was woman. It wasn't purposeful. It was obviously a mistake.
Oh, you okay?
I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of something right now.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, well, I'll give you this question. You think about it, and we talk about it another time. But it's,
Okay.
don't you think we need a wing of the Oakland Museum strictly devoted to Oakland culture? So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm saying. So that Dwayne Wiggins has a wing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
For sure.
And you and me, we have kiosks.
Yes.
All right, that's why I was calling.
Okay. I gotta go.
Okay, I'll see you. Okay.
Okay, bye.
That's Leona Powell. If you don't know the name, she blew the whistle on Shangtown, arguably triggered what eventually was the FBI investigation that led to the raid on Shangtao's house and everything else that has transpired. Yeah. So yeah, we don't have anything that celebrates Oakland, and that's what we need. So because if we had that, you would give even deeper meaning and power to the impact of Dwayne Wiggins, and it would be a place where people around the world who know who Dwayne Wiggins is can come and see a representation of his life and learn from it. We could have Bruce Lee. We could have the Bruce Lee wing, right? So you have the Dwayne Wiggins wing, the Bruce Lee wing. We have the Tupac wing, the Too Short wing. We have a lot of wings, okay? And then kiosks for others, people whose contributions to Oakland are more locally known than national or world, right? Like Cornell Meyer of Kaiser, but then we have a big wing for Lionel Wilson as the first black mayor of Oakland, and we have a wing for Elihu, who was the second black mayor of Oakland, and one for Barbara Lee. You gotta have one for Barbara Lee because long-serving congresswoman, legendary person who stood as one, literally against the world, stood tall, did not want to declare war against Iraq. She stood tall and said no. Didn't go with the crowd. That was a courageous thing. So, rest in peace, Dwayne Wiggins. Your legacy will not be forgotten. Come back for more. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark OaklandNewsOnline.com. That ends the stream. Thanks.